Taking away the moments that make up a dull day. Pressure and waste the hours in an offhand way. Hey, kicking around all the piece of ground in your hometown, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Hey. Okay, so this was a little intro for the Pink Floyd fans out there before the actual video begins about time. So, enjoy. Greetings. I'm making a second video. In the first one we talked about freedom, and this time we're gonna talk about a new topic, which is time and timing in general. I've been thinking about this for a long while, but it seems that some sort of conclusions came to my mind just recently. So I will share those conclusions with you. So we'll start thinking about what timing is, and then how does this affect our lives. So we could say that time is the only thing that accompanies us. But some of us may not feel alone all the time, occupying one body only. It is because of time. And time can also be regarded as experience, present, situation, setting, and so on. But the way we can seem to measure all of those things is with time. And as we keep living, we keep walking on this line, like the flux that time is, occupying it with our bodies, which would be space. We should call them space. Walking on time. So we are a constant change, a minimum change that on the long haul can appear as a radical one, or however an existent change. But what it actually is a horizontal mosaic of time. This change is a mix of fractions of time on a line. Though time is not a fraction, it's not dividable into seconds, hours, days, years, decades. That's just a self-deceptive joke that we tell ourselves to count time, to give it a reasoning, and the time was never divided since it started. We perceive and live part of it though, and we call this part lifetime. This is about individuality. The other interesting thing is how we come to interactions with the other. This interaction is widely recognized as timing. The moment we interact with someone else, our timelines match, and something new starts, and eventually either gets dropped or lingers on. This depends on This depends on the fact if the timing was wrong or right, as it's commonly said. And if we had infinite time at our disposal, we would have the chance to have an interaction with everyone's timeline. And if we focused on one person's only timeline, we'd have infinite cases of happenings. Just because the line would keep on going and changing us inevitably. In a way, if you got what I've been saying, you may come to the same conclusion as I did. This idea justifies the existence of destiny. Destiny would be nothing else but what pushes the timeline either forward or in whatever direction it takes. This is destiny, like we are space walking on time, and destiny is pushing us towards the future happening, which doesn't exist until it's present. And you should keep in mind this when you're making expectations or when you're making opinions about what's coming next. Just remember that it will not exist until it's present. And therefore, it's quite a waste of time to think about this. And I'm talking about time wasting when I'm one of the biggest time wasters ever that I know, at least. So, about destiny. Destiny will be nothing else but what pushes us. And each of us are living every person that's alive and every existing thing, every living being has something pushing them on the main timeline. And the main timeline is the universe's timeline. There's nothing else. So our relationship, back to something more practical. Our relationship with time is a mere usufruct contract granted by the main timeline's space owner, the universe, and its allied, universe's allied, which is destiny, is somewhat what keeps it going for how we said, for how we put a definition of destiny so far. And this is to say, this whole thing, rather short this time compared to the other video, is to say that if we abandon the concept of time as fractioned counting of moments passing, which is pretty human, and embrace the idea of a somewhat meta-divine flux, which time is, we may eventually accept life and its happenings along with death, which hurts. Or however, we may simply have a wider understanding of failures and achievements, and we finally get to be grateful to something that has been our ally in our achievements and has been our foe in our failings, because time was always there and there's no way you can escape it. And for how I see it, there's no way you can interact with it. You can just live inside it, on it, underneath it. I don't know, you just leave it. But destiny is what we get in contact with. And that's about it. So this is what I think about time, and you may share your opinions if you want, or hope you enjoyed.